Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jarrett. This is not a full episode. This is more of a bonus to give you guys something, pass the time. Today's Wednesday. The reason why is because the last 2 weeks, Matt's been helping out with something with his grandparents, so we couldn't record. So I guess it's just me talk about whatever. Reason why is our subscription to Libsyn gives us a certain amount of space to use, and can't let that really go to waste. Per month and everything like that. So yeah, like I said, can't really let that go to waste, because back when we first started out, we pretty much almost recorded every week, and then had to upgrade to cover that, and then we kind of went down to every other week, and now we're pretty much at where we're at right now. This might be a new thing, depending on, for something, me, if I hear something, I don't want to wait, certain amount of time just to get it off my chest. By then, if for an extra episode, it might, become irrelevant or whatnot, so hence the bonus, whatever. So, here we go. Just random stuff being shot at you. Whether you want to turn it off or, wait for a full episode, or maybe stick around to hear what I got to say. So, here we go. First things first. This past Saturday, I got a big fat tip on my DJ gig. About five large, pretty nice. I was on call that day, so I guess hence the big fat one. What I do with it? I went out and bought a Switch. Yeah, bought a Switch. Broke down and finally bought a Switch. A month out before Black Friday. I was hesitant. Then I took a look at some of the policies on what happens if I bought something and a month later Black Friday happens and you guys lower the price. Turns out they'll give you the differential of money. So finally bought a Switch. I bought the what game is that? The Animal Crossing edition. Only because that's the only one they had available at Target. They didn't have the red and blue one, I believe, or the black one. They had a lot of lights. I didn't really want a light, so bought the Animal Crossing edition with. It didn't come with Animal Crossing, so I had to buy that separate. I bought Animal Crossing to see what the hype is all about. Right now, I really don't see the hype. I believe everybody was doing that because everybody was stuck inside, and that was the game of that just happened to come out prior to the lockdown. Again, hopefully that game goes down in price and I'll get some money back on that. Pikmin 3's Deluxe Edition is coming out the end of this month, so I might just buy that and wait for, Pikmin 4, Disguise 6, and Bayonetta 3 to come out. Until then, I guess I'm stuck with Animal Crossing. Like I said, until Pikmin 3 comes out. Viking news, we still suck. Yes, that last game against the Falcons, I thought that should have been an easy win. Nope, it wasn't. Everybody who watches the Vikings really wants Cousins' head on a platter. They really want him on a platter. I don't blame them. I do too. I want Zimmer gone. I want Spillman gone, and I want Cousins gone. I look for those who care. Next year, our cap we're pretty much negative $9 million in the hole for cap next year. So I don't know how that's going to work if we get rid of Cousins. I just read today on my feed that the Falcons may be looking for Julio and Matty Ice before the trade deadline. I don't know who's going to take them. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to take Julio Jones, no doubt. As far as Matty Ice goes, yeah, I don't know if we want him, but I seriously doubt we're going to trade him for Cousins. That'll just further jack up our cap. So there's that. What else? For some odd reason, I just discovered a couple days ago in the furry community that apparently there's this weird, I wouldn't say rivalry, but I guess a disgust in the subculture of furry mursuiters. I guess the normie of the furry community don't like mursuiters. I can't even fucking say it right now. They just don't like them. I don't know why. People like sex in their suits. I know they probably have separate. They keep them separate. Question: what happened? Is it still called mursuiting if it's partial? I mean, if you just have the head on and you're just banging away, is it still called mursuiting? I don't know. I'll ask Matt when he comes by Sunday. I don't really care. You guys know my stance on costumes and all that jazz. What else? Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to fill the time, fill the void. WWE. In case you guys watched that, the draft happened last week, 2 weeks ago. That was a shitty draft. I mean, honestly, they just swapped Raw and SmackDown roster and then just kept all the champions where they are, except for the tag team champions, which right now, before the draft happened, people were saying they should just, unify the tag team champion. I'm thinking, let's just keep them separate until they started, get rid of, they split up Heavy Machinery. I know they split up a couple other ones. One's just, up and disappeared. The OC's gone. Pre-COVID. Who else? The club. Anderson and I can't think of his name, but you guys know. If you guys watch, they're gone. So I mean, it kind of knocked down the tag team titles. No wonder we always kept seeing the Street Profits versus Angel and Andrade for months, and then now they just swap places. And so I mean, there's not many tag teams on SmackDown. There's not many tag teams on Raw. What was the point? I think now, maybe guys unified the tag team champions, because I really don't want to see the New Day take on Ziggler and Rude and the other one, Shinsuke and Cesaro. I mean, how many times are we going to see that up until Yeah, exactly. Who knows how long we're going to see those combination of, you know, matches until Jimmy comes back, and then we'll have the Usos back on SmackDown. I seriously don't see the Mysterio family going for titles. I mean, Dominic is too young. You can't even win a singles match. I know, even though he's been going up against Seth, so experience takes into that. He's not going to win against Seth. Speaking of pay-per-views, Hell in a Cell is this Sunday. As now, until SmackDown, there's only going to be 4 matches, which is kind of low, honestly. 3 Hell in a Cell matches, and then one just regular match of Jeff Hardy versus Elias, which I think that's going to be boring. So I don't know who else is going to have a match in the SmackDown area other than just regular matches. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any because there's not much. There's not that many people on the roster for a normal regular match. Maybe we'll get Murphy versus Rollins, maybe, or a triple threat match with Murphy, Rollins, and Dominic, where Murphy will let Dominic pin Rollins. Who knows? Point is, I think Hell in a Cell is going to be kind of boring up until the 3 main matches that we're going to have. I think this might be the shortest pay-per-view of 2020. My predictions, if obviously, I think Randy's going to lose, Bailey's going to lose, and obviously Jay's going to lose. I kind of like this. It's kind of interesting what they did with Reigns turning heel. He was a heel as the Shield, then turned into, were supposed to be a face after the Shield, but nobody really liked him, so that's why I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy, I'm the guy, kind of anti-hero role. And then I guess up until Baron Corbin, or King Corbin at that time, then he turned into a face, and then COVID happens, he had twins, then he left, and he comes back with Paul Heyman as a heel. Speaking of that, going back to Payback, or pre-Payback, trying to figure out number 1 contender to Payback, I believe it was supposed to be Big E. Was supposed to be the Universal first contender. And then next thing you know, the creative team, wait, hold on. How about we just give Jay a first contender and have that going on for 2 months? Cousin versus cousins, in the family fight. And Vince probably said, oh yeah, that's actually a good idea, let's do that. And so they just swapped Big E with the injury and then put in Jay, and then now here we are in an I Quit match inside Hell in a Cell. I don't see anybody disrupting this one. Maybe. I know maybe Brock Lesnar will come back. Probably not. Maybe. I'm not sure. But at some point, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to come. It probably is Brock, based on, Paul Heyman's, looks of disgust what he does to Jay. If you notice that, then yeah, I'm pretty sure Paul Heyman's going to turn on Reigns, and that's when Reigns, goes back to face. After that, I don't know who would be the number 1 contender. Maybe Lars Sullivan, whoever the hell that is. Honestly, I don't know who he is, but I guess he disappeared for a while. I'm playing kind of catch up thanks to the network and all that. I don't know who would be the next contender for, after Orton. Probably the Fiend. Maybe, maybe not. He kind of, there's a weird storyline there. Him going against Retribution going to Hurt Business, and yada, yada, yada. I seriously doubt they're going to have Strowman for the championship. He just had the Universal, so I don't think they're going to turn him that fast for that. I'm still waiting on the Hurt Business versus, the New Day. Take those titles. I'm still waiting for Ali to challenge, for the U.S. champion. But I guess last Raw he said we're not in it for the gold. We're just here for chaos. Sure, why not? So honestly, I don't know who's going to take out Bobby Lashley at this point. As far as Bayley versus Sasha, I think everybody knows how that's going to go down. Sasha's going to win, and then I think Bianca Belair is going to take out, Sasha Banks. I don't know when. Could be WrestleMania. If you guys watch the 2020 Rumble, I can see why Belair. I mean, it looked like Belair's was gonna win until Flair comes. So I think Belair might win next year's Rumble and then win the SmackDown Championship. Asuka, I think she's gonna keep that until Flair comes back, or until Lynch comes back, whoever comes first. Most likely Flair, because she doesn't have a kid, not expecting a pregnancy. I don't know when Lynch's due date is. I don't care. But once she has a kid, I'm pretty sure she's gonna have that month, and then after maybe a month and a half, hit the gym, and then come back in some grand fashion, whether it's Mania or the Rumble. Probably not the Rumble. That's probably too early. So probably WrestleMania. That's probably when she's going to come back, for a WrestleMania moment, or maybe SummerSlam. Who knows? Point is, Asuka's going to have that for quite a while. There's nobody on Raw that can take that, probably except for Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, but they're too busy with, the tag team, and as of right now, nobody's going to take that from her, maybe except for the Riot Squad. Again, they broke up the Iconics, they broke up, I know they broke up another female pair, but I can't think of it. But yeah, there's not that many. Oh, the Kabuki Warriors way prior there. I don't know why she left. Personal reasons, maybe. But yeah, there's not that many women tag teams out there, other than the Riot Squad. Maybe they'll catch a break and they'll finally win with a count out for night now, because they'll still retain. Who knows? Who knows about that? That's my take on WWE. Another news, I have a Twitch channel. I started a Twitch channel last week. It's Kuro Kitsune 49 on Twitch. You'll see me playing entitled, My Life in the Bronze League, and it's just, maybe you'll catch me why I'm in the Bronze League. Maybe you'll catch a game where I actually do good, but that's not the reason why I want to broadcast this. How good I am, I want to broadcast how shitty what I deal with every time I play Smite in the Bronze League. As of right now, I am Bronze 1, kind of knocking on the door of Silver 5, but eventually Bronze will say, nope, you're going to stay in Bronze. We're going to give you some shitty players that'll, piss me off, or they'll just like disconnect, or just straight up horrible and whatnot. So once again, my tag is for Twitch is Kuro Kitsune 49, or you can just type in Life in a Bronze League. I'm not sure if they save past broadcasts. If they do, just type in Life in a Bronze League, and you'll see some of my matches. Some of the matches I broadcast were pretty much wins. A couple of the losses weren't that the reason why I wanted to demonstrate why I'm in the Bronze League. Most of those losses were, just straight up losses. I think memory can serve. But yeah. So yeah, look out for that. I think that's it. Yeah, nothing too special. If you don't live, for those who don't live in Minnesota, it snowed 2 days ago, which kind of sucks. Yeah, it sucked. Which means maybe we'll get an early spring. Who knows? Minnesota's always like that. So, look for our full episode being recorded this Sunday. Will be posted up whenever. Hopefully, Tuesday. It'll go up Tuesday night. So, yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing else. Look, maybe if there's another 2-week hiatus or something big happens on, that I need to address right away, I'll put out that address. But until then, I'll catch the main episode when we release it. So, thanks for listening. Bye.